Hey guys, and welcome to another hand review video. Today we're gonna review a hand that happened on 888 poker in the somewhat mid stage of the tournament. The blinds are 2500 and the ante is 325. Our hero sits on quite a nice stack of 191 and has pocket queens on the big blind. So let's see what happens. Okay, the villain from early position raises to 5k. There's a 3-bet from mid position to 15. And what do we do with pocket queens here? Well, in general, I think we should be 4-betting pocket queens here and playing them fast. But from time to time, it might make sense to just call and play a three-way pot out of the big blind. You know, just to not be so predictable. As in, you know, when you 3-bet here, when you 4-bet here, you always have the nuts. I mean, when you call here, you can have very strong hands. So yeah, our hero just calls here. If we were to 4-bet, I think we could go on the smaller side, like 35k. That might push him to shove, and makes it a really good price for him to call if this guy folds. But yeah, we call, and the villain with the smaller stack calls as well. And we see a flop of ace king 5 rainbow. We check. The initial raiser checks as well. And the 3-better checks. And the turn is a queen of hearts, bringing in a flush draw and completing jack 10 straight draw, but also giving us the set of queens. There's 50k in the pot, so 20 big blinds. The effective stack of this villain is like 54 bigs. This guy has 25 bigs. So there's really no reason to check here and let them draw, because when the action goes like it went on the flop, check, 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 after a 3-bet pot and 2 callers, it's most likely that if we check here, they are both going to check as well. Everyone's got some, you know, pairs and under pairs to the board, most likely at least. So we should go ahead and bet, and we can see the hero agrees with that and bets slightly over half pot. I like this bet. We shouldn't make it really smaller, like a third of the pot or something, because it's like a delayed continuation bet and there will only be one more betting street, and this guy can easily have a hand like ace 10, which he checked to the 3-better and you know, might want to continue betting on. But I mean, might want to bet. here, but may also continue checking to the 3-better. So we want to bet and extract some value out of the ace-10 if or maybe ace-jack. But the villain 7, unless he checked behind with a very strong hand like aces or kings or fives, we are not really concerned about him. You know, sure, he will once in a blue moon have a hand like Jack 10 suited, which he checked on the flop and now turned the nuts with, but that will not happen that often. So the initial raiser folds and the villain calls. Okay. So there's 103k in the pot. The river is a jack. So now any 10 makes a straight. But does the villain have many 10s in his range? Sure, he will have some. Maybe pocket 10s is a good example of a 10 he will often have here. But what do you call pocket 10s on the river? Probably not. More likely hand would be ace-10, I think, here. So I don't think we should bet here, because if he doesn't have a hand, he will fold. So it's much better to check and call if the bet is not too big of a bet. I mean, I think we're calling here all the bets, really. We cannot be afraid of a 10. He might try and bluff with many hands, and we've got a set of queens. So actually, I think if he bets all in, then we gotta call. I would be much more weary of him betting like 70k or something, because that would look weird. But let's see what happens. Our hero checks, and the villain bets like 38 or 7% of the pot. So this is, I guess, a really easy call. We cannot fold it here, no matter what. Like I said, even if he bets all in, I think we have to call here with pocket queens, given the action. Well, it would depend on the situation, I guess, and on the player. But yeah, with pocket queens here. So let's see what the villain has. And he's got pocket kings. So he did indeed trap us on the flop with the check behind. And we are quite lucky that the board ran out like it did with the jack on the river, making him scared of the straight, just as we were scared of the straight. And we lost the minimum. Whilst if we went for a 4-bet pre-flop, then all the money would have gone in, and we would have lost much more. So sometimes it might make sense to sneak in a check. I mean, just a call of the 3-bet with pocket queens from the big blind, because it might save us some chips from time to time. But yeah, in general, you should be 4-betting queens from the big blind here. Yeah. So that would be it for this hand, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please post them below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.